Everybody, thanks for joining us for our National Championship Practice Day press conferences. We're joined by Ohio State head coach Nadine Muzzarell, student athletes Gabby Rosenthal and Peyton Levis. We'll start with a statement from coach and then take questions for the student athletes.
Of course, very excited to be representing the Ohio State and our entire athletic department on the international stage here tomorrow to take on a very good Wisconsin Badgers that we're very familiar with. Again, I just very grateful and prideful of where this program is and where it was to where it is. I think, honestly, in my 7 years coaching the Buckeyes, yesterday's game was probably the most elite I've seen this team play as a complete unified front. I'm excited that they're gaining momentum at the right point. And again, a very, very happy day for our entire team, and Sophie Jakes winning the first Patty Kazmaier for the Buckeyes. It's just been a fantastic weekend so far, so we hope to finish it off and continue to conquer our journey.
Questions for the student athletes?
Todd Mileski with the Wisconsin State Journal. For either one of you, both, whoever wants to take it. Maybe you mentioned the familiarity you have with Wisconsin. What from this year's games do you take away as the thing that gave you success? You were down 4-0 in that game at Levon, came back to tie it, and got to overtime. I wonder if that tells you a little bit about what you can do no matter the situation when you play Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think that game, especially ending the season off, winning the Julian By Trophy in Wisconsin, I think was a huge confidence boost for us. But like we know, when teams get hot at the end of the year, they can play like a completely different team. And so I think we just need to go into the game tomorrow with a lot of confidence, but also know that we're going to see a different Wisconsin than we saw in the regular season, and that we know that when it comes down to the national championship, the littlest things can make a massive difference. So just focusing on our game and making sure we're doing all the right things tomorrow, and then I think we'll come out successful.
Nicole Haase, USCHO. What is different this year versus last year, and how does having the experience of last year affect how you prepare this year and your experience?
I mean, I would say the difference is we obviously have that experience from last year and winning it all. I think last year no one on our team had that experience besides Tegan Grant. But I think bringing that into this year was really great because we had so much leadership and so many seniors to kind of bring up even our younger players. And I think that's what makes us so good is we're a really well-rounded team this year. And just everyone plays such a significant role. So I think that really contributes to our success and will really carry us forward and has carried us forward into this next game. So we're excited.
For Peyton or Gabby, what's it mean to have a goaltender behind you like Amanda Thiele, who's been in this position as well? She's not at the top of any All-American or All-Conference lists, but she is a national champion. How much of a confidence boost is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think she should be on those lists, definitely. I mean, you look at Amanda Thiele and what she has done for this program and what she has done in our games. She is definitely a top goaltender, that's no question. And for us, that's huge. To have someone back there like that as a rock for us just gives us all the confidence that, we'll take care of our job and she will too. So we have her back 100%, and we're just so thankful to have her behind us for sure.
Did you guys stick around last night to watch the other game? And if so, what kinds of things were you didn't? Oh, I'm getting a no.
No. Coaches scouted, the team recovered.
Okay, I'll ask you that.
Yeah.
What kinds of things did you see last night that are kind of sticking in your head?
Okay, fair question. They did watch it together, so your question can go to the athletes too, because they did watch it together on film.
Yeah, I mean, we just hung out as a team and obviously watched the game. Scouting and watching film against your opponents is always important. We have done that all year to prepare us. So I think seeing the trends that we've seen kind of all year, they're fast in transition. They have some really good goal scorers. You saw them score 2 goals in 53 seconds, right? So they can turn a game around on a dime, and I think we've known that all year. But being able to see that they can do it also in the Frozen Four is super important for us to realize. So we just need to bear down on defense and make sure that we take care of our blue lines, no turnovers in the neutral zone. I think we'll be set.
Anything else for the student athletes?
Good.
All right.
Good breakdown.
Thanks, Gabby.
Peyton.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Watch
guys.
that on.
You are listening.
Been here long enough.
All right, questions for Coach Meserel?
You know, when you're playing a team that you've played multiple times during the season, looking at them, scouting them last night, what are some of the things you're kind of trying to tune in on going into a title game like this?
A type of game or against Wisconsin?
Well, just what are some of the things you're looking at when it's an opponent that you know pretty well coming into the weekend already?
Yeah, I've noticed a different trend in Wisconsin style too. They're being a little bit more aggressive on systems. We're aware of that. They are a great transition team, as Peyton had mentioned. I think things that we have to take away just from my experience coaching and playing, and is that what you think you're prepared for is going to be amplified because what's at stake. And so you can be ready, of course, and prepared, but you just got to understand that it's going to be at a faster pace because of the intensity and the will for both teams to want to win.
Nadine, it's great you guys win the Patty Cavs, but how do you have to turn the page from that? Like, how do you transition from a joyous moment like that into a national championship? Or is it not really a worry because, like you said, you got these players who have all been there, done that, done all this so much before?
Well, I think it's just a ripple effect where you win the Julianne By Cup, you don't have any time to celebrate because now you got to prepare for the quarterfinals of your conference. You win a conference, you got to turn around and prepare for a national championship. So, again, our sport and most sports don't really allow for you to take a lot of joy in those accomplishments. So it's definitely Sophie's day. I know she's embracing it with everybody that's involved, within the Buckeye athletic department. But we're just, again, so overjoyed for her. But yeah, now they have a little bit of downtime, which I don't think they felt yet. So they can have a little downtime and then focus on tomorrow. So you find your moments, to enjoy what it is that you're doing here. And just, again, being 44 now, that I look back and sometimes you're just going so fast and you're checking all the boxes. I got to be here, here, here. And you just have to remind them to just pause and breathe and recognize what they've done this year in all years that they've been a Buckeye, and enjoy this moment because you're the last two standing, and reflect and be grateful and, just enjoy it all, really.
The students talked about, and we've asked them about, sort of having been here before. How is it different for you as a coaching staff? I mean, I know you are very much like, we want to win, I'm passionate, we have to do this again. But in terms of having the experience of doing it once before, has it made it different for you this time around?
I actually don't feel that it's different for me personally. My goals are still the same, to win it all. I know everybody, let's be honest, y'all make fun of my gum chewing, and that is fine, but that's how I'm feeling inside my head. And so you're just, again, that passion and the want to win. And it's for them. You just want, I became a mom a few years back, and it feels very similar to when you're a coach of these young women that, they've been a part of you for so long that you want the best for them and all their success. So it's personal in that standpoint. And I just hope that our coaching staff has done everything we can to prepare them to win. And, it's now on them. And, again, I try not to make it feel different because I don't want them to feel my energy that it's different either.
You mentioned you've seen Wisconsin be more aggressive. Did you see that between when you played them in January in Columbus and when you played them in February in Madison, or is that more recent when you
Yeah.
looked at them?
No, I thought some things had changed a little bit when we played them, but just watching them yesterday and, since we played them, which was only like 3 weeks ago, but they just seem to be a little bit more aggressive in certain parts of the day, especially their PK. And so we just have made note of that and just are becoming aware and prepared for that.
with the WCHA where you know that you're playing the same two teams every weekend and have kind of that whole week to prepare, this weekend being different, and you've got two very different styles of team in Northeastern and Wisconsin. Just can you talk a little bit about that preparation and having that quick turnaround, and also like preparing your student athletes for those two very different styles of game?
Sure, that's a great question. When I look at coaching, our philosophy doesn't change. We're still always going to be fit, we're going to be fast, and we're going to be fierce, right? We're going to be relentless. That philosophy doesn't change no matter who our opponent is. But then you start to tweak things based on who you're playing against in terms of systems. You don't run away from it because it got you here and you're not playing intimidated, but you're just tweaking things that you notice that they might do and trends that they have, or face-up plays or key players. So you just, when you do film, you just point out those things. You don't try to throw too much at them where it's overload, right? And you have to build their confidence, just make them aware of their opponent.
Anything else for Coach?
Over the years, there's been so much repeat success and teams winning the first title and coming right back and winning again. What do you make of kind of the trend of the repeat winners over the past, decade or so?
What do I make of it?
Yeah, what do you think
I
about
said
it?
good for them. I mean, I know it's hard. Well, it's a lot of talk, right? That's built up after you win your first one, and there's a lot of talk from, well, not just you media people, but just outside sources too, of repeat, and it's hell hard to do. But I think that there's something that burns inside an athlete, understanding how difficult that is and like how badly you want. It's like just adds fuel to the fire, and hopefully our team will ignite and set fire to this place tomorrow and win.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.